Hey, my name's Noah, and this is my 1985 Porsche 944. So what led me to buying this car was I was looking for something that I could have that had a classic feel to it, but still had aspects of sort of modern handling. So my first car I ever had was a 99 MX-5, which is a great little car. They handle really well, but it's there was something missing for me. Part of it, I think I'm 6'4", and 6'4" guy at an MX-5 doesn't really go too well. So I was sort of looking at sort of classic sports cars. I've always loved classics and more of a, you know, kind of like the older stuff. Got a bit more character to me, at least. And yeah, I don't know, I've always wanted a Porsche and or a Porsche. But no, I saw them as a kid, and I always saw the 944. I actually never knew they were called a 944, but I always saw them, kind of probably just thought they were another variant of the 911 when I was younger. The Porsche purists are crying right now, but no, I always loved them. And when I was sort of searching for my next car after I had an old Mustang, which I sold, it was a bit of a basket case project that I had to abandon. And I saw the 944, and I kind of got my heart set on it, and I test drove one, and yeah, I couldn't really look at anything else. So yeah, for about 6 months I searched for the right one. Always been a big fan of the color combination on this one. It's garnet red with a beautiful cream interior. Well, sort of cream beige, but no, it's a beautiful car, handles really well. And you know, that was sort of the main thing I was looking for. It's Bilsteins all around, so it's a, definitely really nice on the windy roads out near where I live and drive. So when I was shopping for the 944, there was a few I was looking at. I was looking at one which was a guards red, they call it. It's like a sort of bright red, almost an orange hue. And that one I was looking at, it was $2,000 cheaper. Also down in Melbourne, which is where I bought this one from. And it had 70,000 Ks, which, you know, was confirmed by service history and whatnot, as these cars actually have a 5-digit odometer, so you can't see, once they sort of get to 99,000, they click over, and you know, a car that reads 70,000 could have 270,000, 370,000, whatnot. Anyways, I was looking at that car, and it was owned by a mechanic, beautiful car, maybe even a bit more original than this one, which was something that I was pretty concerned about. But this one really captivated me because of the color. The garnet red was really something that I'd been sort of drooling over. I'd seen it on the internet, and So this particular model, the 944, is a part of Porsche's front engine range, which I don't think they did many. They did the 928, the 964, and then the 944. So they're all sort of transaxle sports cars. So the 944, what that means is it's got the engine in the front and then the gearbox in the back. So that's there for weight distribution. So I believe on this car you've got 49.7% of the weight in the front, no, in the back, sorry, and then 50.3 in the front. So it's almost perfectly distributed, which makes for a really nice drive experience, paired with the Bilstein shocks and, you know, all the little other goodies that the Porsche engineers threw in there. makes for a really, really lovely drive on the windy roads sort of thing. It's got a, under the hood, it's got a 2.5 liter inline 4. It also came in the 2.7 liter, which I believe was the 944S, 3 liter, which was the S2, and then a 2.5 liter turbo, which was the most desirable model, I believe. That was the turbo model. Not very many of those delivered to Australia, actually. So that's why I kind of went for this one. This is just the 2.5 naturally aspirated. It's an Australian delivered car, which was a big thing for me. It was purchased down in Melbourne at a Porsche dealer down there, where it was maintained for the majority of its sort of lifespan. And I am the third owner, I believe. So I bought it off the second owner, who had purchased it off a doctor who drove it for, I think, better part of 30 years. My favorite thing about my 944 is probably got to be the transmission. It's got a 5-speed manual, and it's just so engaging to drive. It's like every shift you can really feel the click, and the clutch is just, it's not too heavy, not too light, just right. So the clutch and everything's in the back on this car, which makes for a pretty hefty job if you ever do have to sort of replace that and change it out. I think Porsche specialists charge around $4,000 over here in Australia to get that sorted. So, you know, no burnouts in this this one. But yeah, no, that's probably my my favorite thing about the car, and just the drive characteristics on windy roads. As I was saying earlier, she really handles corners. Like, just feels like you're kind of gliding through them, and it's just, yeah, it's out of this world. Once you drive one of these classic Porsches, it's really hard to hop back into you know, anything else, the old daily driver. So. Least favorite thing would probably have to be the probably the back seats, I gotta say. Honestly, I've got a few mates who this is my only 4-seater, well, only working 4-seater at the moment. I've got a W124, which is currently undergoing a little bit of TLC, but this is my only 4-seater because my other cars still got my Miata, which is a little, you know, 2-seat coupe. So that's you know, this is what I use whenever I go out with my mates, go, you know, have a bit of fun. And it does get a bit uncomfortable for trying to cram four blokes in the compact cabin on the 944. Look, what I'd say is, just go for it. A lot of people are sort of worried about the maintenance on old Porsches, which it can be a, sort of expensive thing if you don't want to look after it yourself. But for me, this is a front engine car. The engine's it's not crammed in there. So it is something that you can learn yourself, work on yourself. All of the jobs that I've had to do on it to just sort of get it up to a standard where I know it's not going to leave me, stranded somewhere. I've sort of managed to do myself, some with the help of a mate here and there. And yeah, look, it's just been a great little car for me. It's never gave me any major trouble. Just keep on top of the preventative maintenance, and she'll bring you heaps of fun. So. No, I'd say go for it. They're a great little car, for one of these, you'd get them around the price point of modern day, small sedans, whatnot. So in my eyes, it's a no-brainer. Obviously, it'll have you at the pump a bit more, have you at the workshop a bit more if you don't want to do it yourself, but it's so much fun. It totally makes sense for me. So yeah, go for it.